Welcome, my petines. How are you all? I hope all of you are very good and safe at home. This is your science teacher Vandana welcomes you. So, in the previous class, we have completed chapter 3 fiber to fabric. Today, we are going to start our next chapter, that is sorting materials into groups. What do you mean by sorting material into groups? I will discuss it, but before that, I want to give you an example. आप कभी मार्केट गए हो, कभी आपने शॉपिंग की हो बेटा? ऑब्वियसली मैनी ऑफ यू हैव डन इट, and some even many of the children like to you can say purchase so many things like biscuits or chips or different type of chocolates. So I know many students like it and many children like it. Even my son also like it to eat some these kind of things. So if you find something important, something if you notice something there, if suppose if you are going to a mall or if you are going to a provisional store, you find out that there are proper sequence, there is proper arrangement of materials. Suppose in one counter you can find out easily whatever you want to purchase. Like if you want to purchase chips, there are so many brands chips items placed there, so you can choose any one item. If you want to purchase a biscuit, you can choose any type of biscuit like Oreo or cracked Jagger bourbon, or so many biscuit items are there. Means it become very convenient for you to purchase, because these food items, the items are arranged in a proper counter, in a proper sequence, so that it will be easy for each and everyone to find out that particular things which he or she required. So sorting materials means it is very much important that the particular materials have to be arranged in a proper sequence, so that it will be readily available for everyone. It is easy to pick up, and it also save the biodegradable and non-biodegradable, because all the materials cannot be disposed of. Some materials are non-biodegradable also, so we can segregate them, we can separate them, just like plastic, glass, so many things. So we can separate them and we can recycle it again. So sorting is very much important. So what is sorting? Now we are going to discuss it. So let's start. Our next topic is, next chapter is sorting materials into groups. So what is sorting? Sorting means arranging the materials into a proper sequence, so that it will be very convenient for each and every one of us to get the things in a right manner. So sorting means separating the materials, just like you are arranging your bookshelf, you are arranging your wardrobe. Similarly, we have to learn how the materials are separated, or how the materials are arranged into the particular groups according to the properties of the materials. So first of all, we have to know what are objects. So object is anything that we can see, we can touch, that is called an objects, like table, chair, plants, animals, fan, toy, aeroplane, everything that surround us that we can touch and we can see, that is called an object. Now the next question arises, how the objects are made up of. Objects are made up of materials. And what are materials? Materials, anything from which an object is made. Suppose your mother is cooking the food, the ingredients that is required to cook the food, that are called the materials, like different pulses, spices, or you can say water. All these are the ingredients that is required to cook the food. Another example I must say is that, suppose you are having metals. Metal means you are having the utensils in the form of spoon, knives, nails. These are all different, these are made up of different materials, so these are all called different objects. Next is, we have, as you can see, have you ever gone to the provisional store to purchase something like different chips items are there, different toothpaste, different brands of toothpaste are there, different shampoos or soaps are there. So if you find out that there will be a proper sequence, there will be a proper arrangement, separate counters for each and everything. Suppose if you want to purchase the pulses or the cooking items, you can easily go, find out those particular items in that provisional store. Similarly, if you want to purchase the clothes, if you want to buy clothes of for your kids or for your mother, for your parents, you can easily go to the separate counter. So it will be very convenient for them and for you also, so that you can find out whatever you want to require. So this is how sorting the material is very much important, because it makes it become very easy for us to separate the particular type of materials according to the properties they have. It makes storage of each material easier. One can easily figure out which is what we want to require. It also help in disposable of the biodegradable and non biodegradable material, because not every material can be disposed of in a similar way. So sorting of material is very much important. But why, who decide how we can separate the materials? It is the property of materials. So material is a physical substance used to make things, like metal, plastic, ceramics, glass, fibers are some of the main categories for materials. If we look around, everything that we see is made from a material, sometimes more than one. Suppose if you have the chair you are sitting on, that is made from wood, but some chairs are also made from metal, some chairs are also made from plastic. Similarly, the clothes that you are wearing are made from different type of fibers, like cotton, flax, jute, wool. Similarly, the windows in the school are made from glasses, some have metals also, some have wooden glass. So all these are the different types of materials. It is their property, it is according to the uses that decide the particular material. For example, in our nature, there are two types of materials, natural and synthetic material. Natural materials, as the name suggests, are the materials that come from the plants, animals, and rocks. And man-made materials are the materials that obtain from natural materials through chemical processes, like air, soil, water, sunlight. These are all natural materials. And man-made materials that we get from the chemical process using natural materials, like table you get from the wood. Table you easily made from the wood, but we get wood from the trees. So similarly, chair we can easily make, wooden chair we can easily make, again we get wood from the trees. So all these are the different man-made materials that we can easily get. So next topic is properties of matter. Materials. What are the properties of materials? Materials can be categorized as group. One of the main group is how the strong material is shiny, good conductor of heat and electricity. Some are magnetic. Example, aluminium, copper, iron, lead, usually opaque. What are all these? These are the properties of material. Properties of material decide its uses. For example, we have make a tumbler of material such as glass, plastic, or steel, because all these have the property of holding the water. You can usually hold the liquid material, but we cannot make the tumbler out of a piece of cloth. Why? Because a piece of cloth cannot hold the water. Water will just leak out from the piece of cloth. Similarly, if we making cooking utensils of materials such as copper, aluminium, stainless steel, because these are the good conductors of heat. What are good conductors? Conductor materials that allow heat to pass through them. अगर आपने पैन लिया, पैन में आपने water pour किया and then you put on the gas stove, what would happen? The water will boil. How? Because the pan is made up of steel or stainless steel, which is a very good conductor of heat, through which materials that allow heat to pass through them. And if you use, instead of stainless steel, you can use paper like material, what would happen? The paper will catch the fire. So these are all the basic properties of material, and it is these properties decide which material we have to use. We use gold metal for making ornaments because it has a shiny appearance, or luster. What is luster? Which has shiny appearance. And we use steel for making buildings and bridges because it is very hard and strong. We use cotton wool for filling pillows because it is very soft. So according to the properties, according to the uses of particular materials, we decide how we can sorting the materials. So these are the basic properties. Properties of a material is the description of the characteristics which it has. They are adjectives which tell us about the material. They tell us about the uses of material, how particular material is strong, hard, soft, or you can say holding the water properly, a good conductor of heat and electricity. These are the different types of properties different materials possess. Some materials are very hard, some are very soft, some are very strong, others are very weak. So these all are the properties of a material. Here is a list of the properties which describe different material, like shiny. How shiny? Shiny means lustrous. So like we are making ornaments, gold is said to be a luster. Chamak, if we look at the piece of wood, it does not have shiny appearance because wood does not have luster. Strong, how strong the particular material is so that it won't break easily. Flexible, it can be bent easily without breaking. Light, it does not weigh much. Heavy, it weighs a lot. So it is, all these are the different properties of the materials, and according to these properties we categorize them. How hard something, a material is, how brittle. Brittle means how easily it can break. How malleable, it can be shaped easily. Magnetic, it attracts to the magnetic. So all these are the different types of materials. We will discuss it one by one in our next class. Till then, try to read the topic and we will discuss it in our class. Thank you so much.